Hey guys, it's Camilla from Code with Camilla. Today we're going to be starting a series of videos about strings.
Almost any program I saw used information in a text form. Even the sample application, the only thing it does, it prints some text, right? So there are many things you can do with textual information, and as a result, like Camille said, I'm planning to do a series of numerous videos about string text data types. Textual information in C# is stored in variables of two data types, string and char. The first text data type we are going to learn today is char. Char is short for character, but you write as char and you pronounce this char, and I'll show you there is a article by Bjorn Stroustrup. Stroustrup is the father of C++, one of the main languages in the world. And he says char is usually pronounced as char, not care, as you would expect. This may seem illogical because character is pronounced character, but nobody ever accused English pronunciation and spelling of being logical. Back to chars. So you declare char variable using the char keyword, and you can initialize. If you remember, any variable needs to be initialized before using in a C# program. You can initialize char with single literal. Single literal means a character inside single quotes.
Can you have two characters in one single quote?
The answer is no. Let's see first how C# is going to print character on the screen. So if we write this, what's going to print? What do you think?
A.
And you're right. It's printing what's inside. As you asked, can you have two characters inside single quotes? The answer is no, because character can only, char variable, can only hold one character. But now you can ask me, well, why would we need this data type?
Yeah,
because in most cases...
Yeah, you want to write words, not letters.
Exactly. In this case, use different data type called string. And string data type, string variable, can be initialized with string literal, not char literal, but string literal. And string literal means anything inside double quotes. I can say anything, and it's going to be text. So if I run this program, it's going to print
anything.
Unlike chars, string can have any number of characters. So following are all valid use cases. So I can have one character, I can have multiple characters, I can even have no characters. This one is called empty string.
But what does it do? What's the use of it?
I will show you later. But right now it says this string with no text in it.
Okay. If you could have an empty string, can you also have an empty char?
The answer is no. So let's try. See if you do single quotes and we can try to build it. We get the compilation error, empty character literal. You have to have exactly one character in a single quote.
What about int variable? Can you have nothing in that?
Nothing in int is really a 0.
Okay.
Right? This is 0 is nothing.
But do you have to write 0, or will it show you an error message if you just do nothing?
If you don't initialize the variable and try to use it, you get a compilation error. It says the variable was not assigned, it's unassigned, so you have to assign to some kind of value, and the safest value for int is obviously 0, right? Which means nothing in it. Like I said, strings are always represented as some text in double quotes, and it doesn't really matter what inside the quotes. For instance, if I write here 1, it really means, for C#, it really means some text. It's not a number.
So it doesn't matter what you put in it. It's just depending on what it's, if it's double quote, single quotes, or no quotes, that's what it will take it as.
What C# looks is for double quotes. As soon as you put something in a double quotes, it stops processing. It thinks that it's some kind of information which it doesn't need to process. For instance, if you do int I and you try to put 1 is correct, but if you put a, it will not compile because it says it's a is not a valid numeric value, but there is no such thing like valid or not valid string.
Oh, so string is exclusive.
Text can be anything. You can put whatever. You can even put like I hate math. It's not gonna complain.
Why do we need chars if I can have a string with one character? There's really no point in having two.
True. So the reason again is historical. If you remember, we have so many numeric data types for historical reasons. Char came from C language, like the original language from which so many languages
C++, C#, yeah.
They derived from it. So char came from C language, and C language at the time did not have string data type. All they had collections of characters. C# has a special data type for strings specifically. In this case, you are correct that in most cases you don't even need characters. Frankly, I don't remember when I used the characters last time, so we just learning it.
They're just there because of history.
For historical, there are certain cases then when you like to use characters, but we're not gonna learn them in our video series. And if you watched the video 19 about reference types, you know that string in C# internally is also a collection of characters. It means you can access individual character by using special format. So for instance, if we had a character string, hello, and we want to print the first character of the string, we use a special format, the name of the variable, opening bracket, index, and closing bracket.
Okay.
So if we run this, it's going to print
H.
Exactly. As you understand already, indexes in strings start with 0. It's called 0 based. The index of the last character will be 4. If we try to get the character outside of the range of the string, it allows you to compile, but it's gonna fail when you run the program. With the exception, it's a system index out of range exception. Understand?
Yep.
Okay, and I want to finish this video with little code snippet. I will show you how to print all characters in the string one by one. So strings have a property called length. I will explain what property means later when we start learning about classes and object-oriented programming. But for now, all you have to know is to get to access to the length of the string, you do dot, you see immediately length. So if you run this program, what do you think it's going to print?
Is it going to print each letter individually like you said?
It's going to print the length, and the length is
5. Oh, okay, so it doesn't print the actual letters, it prints.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, but we want to print all characters. How are we going to do this? Every time when we use collection, we work with collection, we use some kind of loop. And the best loop for collections where you know the length of the collection is a for loop. If you remember, the for loop consists of 3 parts. The first part is initializer. So we initialize the counter, and remember how it starts?
0.
0. So we initialize with 0. Then we have a condition which says the counter or index cannot exceed the length of the string. So we do s length, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do I plus
Plus to continue.
and now we want to print each character on a separate line. And how do we access individual characters inside the string?
By doing the, yeah.
By using brackets. And we're going to put I. It will run program 5 times because the length of this of the string is 5, and it's going to, on each iteration, it's going to print the next character. So first it's going to print 0, a character with index 0, with index 1, and so on. Let's run it.
Hello.
That's all.
Okay, that's it for today on Code with Camilla. Come back next week for more string videos.